daddy was home when you left. You're right. Your sister was home when you left. You're right. Your brother was home when you left. You're right. Your dog was home when you left. You're right. Your cat was home when you left. You're right. Your fish was home when you left. You're right. Your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, the dog, the cat, the fish was home when you left. You're right. And that's the reason you left. You're right. I left my home. I left my home. Join the army. Join the army.
Hello, everyone. Joe Lewis here, Battle Rankings Live. Yes, we are live. Another show for you. Since I was traveling yesterday or last week, so we didn't have a show. So we're going to have, that was kind of our salute to veterans since the 11th was the Veterans Day. Yeah, and, I like this quote from G.K. Chesterton. A true soldier fights not because he hates what's in front of him. Hold on. I got this new look now. He doesn't hate what's in front of him, but he loves what's behind him. Yeah. Anyway, so we have another action-packed show for you. I was at Historicon, Fallen. Fallen in Historicon. It was a mash.
Oh, I see.
Well, because they didn't have Historicon, so they kind of did this thing, whatever they did. So let's go. Let's go through it.
You want to talk about the music
let's talk about the music.
Because this is
hold on. I am joined by my lovely and talented producer, Ann. Say hi, Ann.
Hi, Ann.
There we go. Why don't you talk about the music that you picked?
Okay, so I found this channel on YouTube. A gentleman by the name, he goes by the name The Kiffness. Okay, K-I-F as in Frank, double F. Ness, and he likes to do mixes. What he does is he'll take a sound and then he starts to mix music around it. And sometimes he gets other instrumentalists around the world to join him on this. Like he did one with the cats, and he does them with dogs, and actually they're quite clever. I mean, he actually comes with some fun lyrics and stuff. For this one, though, he actually took an actual cadence being sung by a drill sergeant DePaulo, and did a mix around him. So so this is an actual drill sergeant singing. And then he added a wonderful trumpet part to it, which he said, I actually am reading off his thing, is the trumpet part was inspired by The Last Post, a song that I would perform on Remembrance Day at my high school. The call dates back to the 17th century and was originally used to signal the final sentry post that had been inspected and the camp was secure for the night. So it's used for Remembrance Day. This gentleman's in South Africa. But yeah, so he did it for that. And in his video, he actually does the Chesterton quote.
Yeah, that's
so. If you actually look him up, I strongly recommend checking out his channel because he's really, really quite good.
There you go. So recommendation. Check it out. I did hear the Ann played the one with the cat earlier.
The cat one's hilarious.
All right.
He actually does a mix with the the doll from Squid Game. He does a mix on the doll doing red light, green light.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
From Squid Game and stuff. So yes, he did some good ones.
Okay.
All right.
I liked it. And the whole thing with Remembrance Day and 11. See how we all tied that all together? Yeah. Anyway, I wonder what camp that sergeant was out of. Yeah.
Oh, it does say. Oh, shoot.
It does say.
Hold on a second. I gotta open it back up again here, and I'll tell you.
All right. Why she looks that up?
I'll look it up. Hold on a second here. It is from.
Remember, if you like what you see here, hit and smash that like button. Leave a comment.
Fort Jackson.
Fort Jackson. Well,
ironically.
Yes. That's gonna. We'll bring that all together.
He was leading his soldiers to Chow Hall at Fort Jackson, singing the cadence "I Left My Home."
To Chow? That's a song you go march to get some food?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. It was really good.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, well, along with that, on our YouTube channel, because it just seems to be better organized for old videos, I am working on the backlog of catalogs, the vast catalog of battle rankings. I'm well over 80 that's up there now. Yeah, and I got more to do. Matter of fact, I have all the Team Yankee stuff. I got one Team Yankee up there, and I know I got like 6 or 7 more. So, yeah, we're getting to about over 100 videos. But organize the videos so you can see our whole catalog is over there in battle rankings on YouTube. I think we're at 100. At the time, we're 138. We're around 150 subscribers now on YouTube. How cool is that? And I know it's over 2, 3 or something on Facebook here. So if you want to see something or look up something in the past, I've been organizing it. Missions. That's what we're currently doing now. We're going to be doing fighting withdrawal today. But all the other ones, they're right up there. Rules, books for the forces, also separated into the holiday specials, and also interviews. So I've been organizing them into catalogs. So, or a playlist, and then you can see a subject that you want. Matter of fact, someone just recently watched the artillery one and made a comment, so I saw that. So that we did that a couple, well over a month, no, about 6 months ago, and or 5 months ago. I'm looking at it now, and oh yes, that's funny. Right here's an endorsement. Our holiday specials are better than the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh, that's not saying much.
We have no dancers or Wookiees, but we're still better. So we got that going for us. If you like this, smash it, hit the little love button or whatever. Do the likes on YouTube. Anyway, I was trying to do Twitch today, but during the song it was telling me that there was some problem. Didn't like the title. I'm not too sure what part of the title they didn't like, but there you go. Let me go through. So there's the whole catalog. If you got someone in your group that's new to the game, or someone looking to pick up tips, let them know. Tell them about the YouTube archives, and they could see all our stuff there. Also, hit the while you're over there, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. So when we come on, you will be notified that this fine show of everything that's Team Yankee and Flames of War is up there. So let's go do that. Hey, by the way, there's a new look here where I always wanted to put myself in the little corner over here. Let's go through it and talk about upcoming events. I think I'm missing one, which we'll go through. So like I said, we were at HistoricCon. Those are done. I got results. I haven't got the results from HistoricCon yet, but I think this weekend, Critical Hit Games in St. Peters, Florida. They're doing a late war 105 3 rounds. Game Table Adventures in Ohio on the 27th. So that's right after Thanksgiving. They're doing Late War 85 3 rounds. That is a Toys for Tots event. That's what's important. Bring those toys. See how they're collecting the toys there. Drop those off. Okay. There is on the 27th, 28th, Flames of War regionals up in Saskatchewan. That's a big Canada to do that they're doing. They're doing 5 rounds, 105 points. That's pretty cool. December 4th, couple things going on. Able Companies doing their Toys for Tots event. I'm running that. I've been doing that for a bunch of years. And that's how we start to do Toys for Tots. By the way, it's themed red versus blue. We're doing a bulge thing. The beginning of the conflict. 77 points because it's the 77th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. Joe Skoda is doing Skoda Fest. That's in Taylor, South Carolina. It's the 11th anniversary. That should be good. Mid-War 105 3 rounds. Also Toys for Tots event, so bring your toy. December 11th, got a bunch of stuff going on. Station Retro in Huntsville, Alabama. It's a Toys for Tots event. A big 120 Late War 3 rounds. And then tabletop game and hobby in Kansas. That's in Overland, Kansas, which I think isn't Kansas all overland. Anyway, just kidding. That's 105 Late War 3 rounds, and then also this is a good one. I might go to this one maybe. December 11th, Hard Knocks Games in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. They are doing a Late War modified 30 points. Check out the site. There's also a Facebook post on it about how the 30 points are working, but it's 5 rounds. It's meant to be quick, boom, 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 which 30 points would be. Then we jump up to January 28th. That's Las Vegas Open. I got my tickets and everything. I'm good to go. They're going to do a Team Yankee 70 points, 3 rounds. And then on the 28th, then the next 2 days, I apologize there. I should pay attention to the detail. Then that's a Friday. Then Saturday, Sunday of that weekend, they're doing Las Vegas Open, 5 rounds. I need to fix that. 5 rounds, late war, 110 points. That should be interesting. And then Adepticon, also, which is in Schaumburg. So there's a big push for that. I actually received contact for Adepticon. Actually has now a representative who wants this, that's in charge of historicals. So I have their contact information. They're trying to push historicals. So Flames of War and Team Yankee being, I guess, the historicals. Because, Adepticon's really it starts off as a 40K, more science fiction stuff. They want to expand that, and then this is what they're trying to do. So they have a liaison now that's working with Battlefront and us, and so I actually met them at Historicon. So that's pretty cool. The idea is they want to grow that, so that's what we're looking for. So they're doing a Team Yankee 74 points, 4 rounds on the 25th, and then 26th and 27th. They're doing mid-war 105, 6 rounds. They're at Adepticon. So those are the ones I know. By the way, there are a couple things that they are doing that's not tournament related, but they are Toys for Tots. You have Toys for Tots Thanksgiving at Legions in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that's on the 21st, so that's coming up. And on December 4th, Thanksgiving Battle of the Bulge Creative Pursuit Games in Leesburg, Virginia. That's also a giant Thanksgiving thing, as the name implies. So all that stuff's going on. I did notice that there was a plug in here that I didn't have, which is on the 11th, December 11th, 110 Late War Dreamers Vault. So they got that going for. And that also is a Toys for Tots. So a lot of Toys for Tots going on. Speaking of which, let's go over what Toys for Tots is. This is the 4th annual Toys for Tots drive that we're doing with Battlefront. I started a bunch of years ago locally. I approached Battlefront, says, what can we do to make it a little bit more national? So this is what we did. I tell you, Battlefront has really jumped in. They did a lot of great things, and they are supporting the heck out of it. And by the way, what I wasn't asked for it. They volunteered for this, and they've been doing it ever since. Yeah, the idea is that you at your game store, your local store, or an event, put together an event for that is, it could be Team Yankee, Flames of War, Fate of a Nation, Great War. What's the other one? World of Tanks. Whatever it is, a Battlefront event. The idea is to get together and do something. If it's a mega battle, if it's a tournament, it's something related that you can do. And the thing is make it a toy drive. You bring the toys, play with your toys, and those people who participate will be put into a drawing. So whoever's running the event, the store, the TO, will send their name, send the names of those who participated, those who brought toys in and participated are eligible for a drawing. Now, go ahead. Ask me, what's the drawing for?
What's the drawing for, Joe?
Well, it's a good thing you know. Let me ask. It's a good thing you asked. What
can you win?
What can you win? So what we're looking for is the grand. Well, I'm going to hold off on the grand prize, even though it's listed up here first. Let's just put it away. 5 individuals. Okay, this is the second. We'll call it second place, right? 5 individuals will actually get their pick of a 150-point army. Okay. By the way, we added a caveat in there this year, up to a $500 retail value. Okay. Yeah, someone kind of abused this one last year, so we put it in there. Now, the stock needs to be taken either from the store or from the warehouse, preferably from the store, and the store will be reimbursed. There will be a number of random prizes from those participating, from something. But the grand prize is your height in boxes. So
with a minimum of 5'8".
Minimum of 5'8". So those, so if you get a little kid who plays, he's not, like 4'2" or something like that, but it's up to a 5'8". By the way, the stack's like this, not like this, but like this. So stacked up like this, and so. Matter of fact, I got 2 boxes here.
So if you're 6'7",
oh boy, yeah, you can go to town.
I'm a tall guy. I gotta win this.
Yeah, I was like, hey, big boy. But yeah. Now the thing is, remember, Toys R Tots is a program that was run. It's run by the United States Marine Corps Reserves, and the program was founded in 1947. By Major Bill Hendricks, who started this, and the Marines have been taking care of it ever since. By the way, when you do bring the toys in, they can't be wrapped already, so they have to be al natural, and they don't prefer
not weapons.
Not a weapon, because what ends up happening is the Marines will take the Nerf guns and start shooting each other with the Nerf guns, because that's what Marines do. So, do you expect anything else? By the way, employees of Battlefront and other companies and agencies, organizations associated with the promotion, the contest, their respective parents, subsidiaries, affiliations, family, and stuff like that, are spouses, parents, siblings, and children.
So I can't win.
You cannot win, neither can I, because I'm messed up with it. Members of the household, such as employees, are not eligible. But you know who is eligible? The person running the tournament or organizing it. So if you're the organizer and you're not participating, you still can get into the drawing.
Cool.
Well, because, why not, right? Okay. So with that, that's pretty good. Now, I think it's time to bring in our SME.
Shmee!
Yeah, our Shmee. I know we're having some audio difficulties with the Shmee. Hopefully he's there. Are you there?
Has he tried? I wonder if he's tried headphones.
I don't know. Let's try to bring him in. Chris Jackson, you're muted. There you go.
Now?
Yep.
Yeah,
how's that?
The audio's cleared up, so I can hear you just fine now.
You can? Okay, good. So hearing all that rambling? Well,
yeah.
Yep. Hey, where was our drill sergeant from?
Fort Jackson.
Fort Jackson. See how it all ties up? Seeing how it all ties up. So, well, first of all, before we go into finding the draw, yeah, you know what? I think I saw you at Historicon.
Oh, you thought you saw him?
Yeah, I think you were there, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, actually, Chris and I, we roommates. So Chris, how was your outing at Historicon?
That was a good weekend. I won the Team Yankee tournament, and then I came back and won the Flames of War tournament. So clean sweep.
Yep, you got both.
People were telling me I couldn't do that, and I made liars out of every one of them.
Well, why? When they couldn't say you couldn't do that?
Well, it's because they didn't want me to, and figured if they told me that, I might not try as hard.
Excuse me. Well, yeah, I was doing that all weekend too. Well, that's crazy. Well, okay. Anyway, well, the refresh my memory. Who took second and third in Team Yankee?
You took second. I think it was Tim that got third, or was it John?
No, it was Tim. Tim McClellan. Tim McClellan took third, and in the Flames of War Nationals, who was second and third?
Again, you were second.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Chris Fretz that got third this time.
Yes.
I was kind of out of it for that last game, so he made up some ground over me.
Yeah, because so I became the bridesmaid of the weekend. So I think was there like 14 or 16 for Team Yankee?
It was 14 for Yankee and 20 for Flames.
Yeah. So one of the things was talking to Battlefront about it was that the con wanted people to be masked up, and so that some people just didn't want to attend because there was masks. So that probably had something to do with the attendance, but that's okay because I am expecting every tournament after this is to start climbing up. So we have to start somewhere, right?
Amen.
Yep. Okay, so we had that. Oh, but by the way, you want to tell them what kind of list you're running for both?
Okay, I've actually got it right here. It was a armored Panzer Grenadier formation paired with a half-track scout formation. The half-tracks had the commander, 2 3-track patrols, and 2 of these 3-gun gun platoons in support. They were all formation for the half-tracks. For the armored Panzer Grenadiers, I had the headquarters, 2 infantry platoons, the Stumpel platoon, a mortar platoon, and the Panzer 470s. And that's what I was running for the Flames of War.
Excellent. So, not standard. It's close, but not quite standard. I don't think there's too many people out there who are working Panzer 470s, you know. So.
Yep, they have disadvantages, but they have advantages. So you've got to tailor your force. You get the tools you need into the force and go from there. Yeah.
All right. Well, you set up a board, so let me kind of go through. Will this work? Oh, this does work. Okay. First of all, we're talking about fighting withdrawal. Now, I think one of the interesting things about fighting withdrawal is that if you pick maneuver or defend, and your opponent picks attack, or vice versa, you pick attack, they pick maneuver or defend. There is a chance, rolling a 4, that you will get fighting withdrawal. So it's not only for the defense, but there's an option if you maneuver with an attack that there's a chance for fighting withdrawal also. So I think what's interesting is it's a pretty simple setup. You want to make any comments about the setup itself?
So if you're the defender, you're going to have to deal with two objectives. The opponent will do as or place them as close as they can to those forward corners to minimize the distance they got to cover and to spread you out as much as they can. And that way they can isolate and attack only a portion of your force as opposed to having to deal with the whole thing. As you can see on the board here, we've got the left one that's almost all the way up, the right one that's all the way up. The enemy has set up with 20% of their force going after my left flank objective, while 80% of the force is oriented on the right objective. What I have set up is as close as I can do with local materials. My third fight of day one, I faced a combination recon company or armored car company and Churchills. So there were 8 Churchills in the formation. The card recon company with a headquarters, the maximum 3 Daimler Dingo scout platoons, and the minimum 2 Bren gun carrier reconnaissance patrols. They also had the motor platoon and a mortar platoon as part of it, as well as AVRE and 2 platoons of those really nasty M10s with the 17 pounders.
Right.
So, lights. Sorry about that. I am at the 290 bunker in Houston, which is a rentals facility. It's an office slash storage room that we've got a bunch of tables set up in, and the terrain is here. But it's on a timer, so I lost track of the time. As you can see, he's oriented on my right objective. I've got an infantry platoon covering it. My headquarters is over there. One of the platoons of the 75 Stumpels is there. The rest of them are over here covering this one. And I have my Panzer 470s in ambush. This was the only time that I put those in ambush, usually relying on those guys as a devastating ambush rather than the 470s. In this case, I changed because those 8 Churchills scared me. And I needed to be able to at least get a couple of them early.
All right.
I couldn't count on getting more than one shot in because I got 16 shots of 18-14 coming back. So I wanted to make sure I got something in case I couldn't scoot back behind the hill.
Well, there are some special rules. We'll kind of visit them real quick, and then we'll go into the strategy there. So there are minefields, and there's this strategic withdrawal. There is an ambush that the defender has. As you saw, Chris had there. He picked an edge to defend, a long edge. Put the objectives down. Who goes first is the attacker. Winning the game. This is an odd one. The attacker can win if they're holding an objective at any time. Otherwise, the defender wins at the start of their 8th turn, checking force morale. So, what is this? The withdrawal part. So, on the second page, there is a strategic withdrawal section, and that reads: the defender starts the game with no delay counters. By the way, this is the only time that anyone ever talked about a delay counter. What is that? I don't know. You just, it could be a coin, it could be something, it could be a die. At the start of each turn, on turn 2 onwards, after checking victory conditions, the defender counts the number of units, not counting their attachments or independent teams, and delay counters that they have on the table. If the total is 6 or more, they must withdraw 1 unit other than an independent team and its attachments, and then you remove all delay counters if you have any. If there are less than 6, what you do is you add a delay counter. So now there's a special rule about the withdrawing. When the defender is required to withdraw a unit, and all the teams of that unit and its attachments are removed from the table. Any attachments must be withdrawn with its core unit. Okay. If a withdrawal unit is not in good spirits, it'll be treated as destroyed for victory conditions. Now, by the way, Chris, I put this table together. So on this side is what turn it is, and this side is how many units you start with. And what I did is I kind of put a number in here on how many units, theoretically, if you don't have any destroyed, have you left on the table. So for some strange reason, if you start with 3 and you don't lose any, you'll have 2 at the end. And the little T's here are when you get a token. It's kind of interesting is that it's basically you're almost like half or less when you're done is the way it comes out. So if you're going to pick mobile or defend, you probably want to have at least 8 or more units on the table, especially those you can pull off. All right. So there's that little chart. So I put that little chart there about how that evaporates. If you have 11 or more units, you're basically taking 1 off every turn. Okay. No, that's what happens when I talk. Okay. All right, Chris. All yours.
Okay. We'll start with what you were just talking about. For the defender, the key part of winning this game is having a plan for pulling your units off. If you don't have a plan, you could make a mistake and pull something that 2 turns later, you just realize that your company is broken. You can break a company by pulling a unit off the table. Several, the ones down there that had 2 or 3 left at the bottom, if you've only got, between 4 and 8 units when you start, if you start losing units, you're going to wind up broken because you're going to not have a formation left on turn 8 or turn 7. So you have to make sure that you've got 2 robust, very survivable units that you're going to leave there. And you've got to have an alternate in case one of those starts getting shot up. In my case, this formation or this force does not have any supporting units. Everything is core. Even still, at the end of this game, when my opponent had me down to 2 units in 1 formation. So with that in mind, we'll talk about what I had planned. So initial removal, recon. That leaves me 2 left, 1 here, 1 here, both of which are potent against my opponent. That gets me to turn 5. After turn 5, I've got to start pulling from the other formation. So the first one to go is the headquarters. Very low combat power. I'm not moving, so I'm not too worried about being pinned or bailed. After that, the mortars go. They might go earlier based on whether or not I've eliminated the opposing mortars. In the case of this game, I didn't because I forgot to range them in until turn 3. And then that's 5, 6 headquarter. I went ahead and pulled and broke my scout formation on turn 7 because I had eliminated everything on this side of the board, so there was no threat to this objective. and I could pop that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm getting my games confused. I did not eliminate it. It was eliminated for me, and he was actually pushing on that objective. I think well, that's right. I didn't have to pull anything because he had killed several units and gotten me to the point where I didn't have to pull anymore. But be that as it may, that got me to 7. Next turn, I had 2 left, was in good shape, and won the game. If you're the attacker, I'm going to go around to the other side here. This force over here, these 20 points, their job is to hold this 30 points in place and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Like over here, to keep that one in place, to reinforce that one, since that's where the majority of our force is pushing. Probably could have done it with, a little bit less. I think just the armored cars could have gotten the job done. But he did have these over here, so that kept a lot more force in play. These guys, their job is to eliminate vehicles. At the end of the first turn, he had lined them up across here and was just engaging any vehicle that didn't scoot back down the hill, which actually I got lucky and happened very seldom. This wood line was straighter, so they were protected from this group over here. But they were also blind and could not engage my Panzer 470s. I popped them in the corner over here against this force, which had dashed up right in front of the line.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
There is one. I've got a question already. Nathan asked, does the line of defense need to start as far forward as possible, or do you recommend putting a defender closer to the objective and allow the attacker to get closer? So, basically, I think just to boil down the question, do you think you should start as far as possible or in front of the objective? What do you recommend? Or
it's terrain dependent. In this case, I could have moved forward, but that put most, if I put the infantry further forward, it was unsupported by the vehicles. So you see how here I've got these guys, they can push up, shoot, scoot down, doing the berm drills. And they are in position to support against any kind of attack on that infantry position. If I push the infantry position forward, I've got to bring them forward or leave them exposed. So I do like to push them as far forward as I can, but you've got to look at the ground before you make that decision. Does that answer the question?
Oh, it's an answer.
All right. So at the end of turn 1, I had already popped my ambush. I was able to attrit a little bit over here. In this case, what is scariest to me are those guys right there. The trash can bombs are gonna eliminate this platoon, and then I am not gonna have enough force to stop the rest of it. I've got to keep this in shape before, or I'm going to get pushed off this objective. So that was I couldn't get to that target when I ambushed. I also needed to thin out the thundering herd of Churchills, which I did do, and that's the you've got to identify what your key piece is and what the biggest threat to it is. And in this case, I have to thin out both of those in order to make my defensive position viable. Meanwhile, everybody else who has the ability to kill things is going after the armored car formation. Because if I can break that, and I can break I'm always trying to break my opponent's army, especially in this case when they're the biggest threat. But I had to avoid all that return fire. In terms of fighting withdrawal, the infantry pretty much just taking up space. 6s to hit, stay in your holes, live as long as you can. And that's how I managed to keep this objective intact. I wound up losing, I think I was down to 3 stands at the end of the game because the AVREs were very, very successful, and the mortars ranged in and started whittling away as well. What saved me over there was the ambush. Was doing a very good job of shooting and blitzing and shooting and scooting, so they were never engaged by the M10s. So keeping that in the fight, I forced him to push around to this objective. The M10s came off the hill and came this way. The Churchills came this way, and the AVREs came this way. If you can get inside your opponent's decision cycle and make him change what he's doing, you're gaining yourself some time and costing him time. And in this game where there's a finite number of turns, every turn that he spends shifting over from one objective to the other is to your benefit. If you've got the right force, you don't even have to shoot. You can just make him bounce around, make him waste his time. In this case, the reason I picked this scenario was it was one of the better ones that I've seen done, because he almost did it, even though I forced him to change his direction. He was on the objective with his headquarters from the armored cars and the 2 AVREs, and I had an infantry platoon and I think 1 or 2 of the Stumples left, and that was it. But ran out of time. He was unable to get there. So yeah, the key to this one is slowing him down as much as you can, attriting those parts of his force that are the biggest threats to your force, and breaking up his attack. An infantry platoon on the objective is hard to move if you're going in with 1 or 2 tanks. 3 or 4, you're probably going to push them off and kill them. 1 or 2, you're probably going to get him. So you've just got to slow it down, slow him down, make sure you're husbanding your strength and only pulling those units that you're not going to leave. Hi, Sherman. How you doing?
Yeah. We got a question. Charlie Clay is asking, did the game time out, or did you actually get to turn 8?
No, we got all the way to the end of the game.
Yeah, and actually, I was watching the game. I think you had about maybe 20 minutes to spare too, because the guy you were playing is a knowledgeable player. So the numbers were pretty quick, and it was a lot of just quick dice rolling too. So guys.
I played Fighting Withdrawal twice in the Flames tournament. Both times did not have any trouble getting to turn 8. He did concede at the end, but I mean there was literally no way for him to win. It was my turn 7. I had a full infantry, or I guess about half an infantry platoon, and even if his assault was successful, me retreating, I'd still be contesting the objective, and that he just didn't want to waste the time.
Right. Question. Nathan's asking, any good tips on the minefield deployment?
Same thing that I said when we were talking about hold the line. Minefield should be used as in a block. 4 separate minefields are useless. 4 minefields lined up side to side cuts the side of your board, or cuts your defense area by about 20 inches. You've got 2 ways of doing it. If you have a way you want him to come, put the minefields on the other side. If you've got something that looks like what I would call a high-speed avenue of approach, covered in concealed avenue of approach, put it just outside of that so that if he uses it, he's got to cross the minefield. The purpose of the minefield is to slow him down, and because he's got to move up to it, he's got to put somebody in it, and then it's clear and he's moving through it. So that's 2 or 3 turns of you shooting at him. So the second part of minefield deployment is something's got to cover it. An uncovered minefield is not an obstacle. You've got to have somebody there to make sure that anybody that moves into it is going to get shot up.
Yeah, I've heard this one before. Reinforce existing terrain. Channel enemy into kill zones. Cover minefields with direct or indirect fire.
Straight out of the manual. I don't know if he did that from memory or copied and paste, but he ain't wrong.
Nah, I'm sure he did from memory.
I
bet he wakes out of a cold sweat and says it, just starts blurting it. Right, Charlie?
So yeah, minefields are exactly what I was saying. Channel the enemy where you want him to go, slow him down.
Yeah.
And it's not going to slow it. If you're slowing him down, the purpose of that is to make it easier to kill him. So put those things somewhere where you've got shots on them, and put them somewhere where you don't want him to go.
Nathan asked another question. Is the biggest mistake attackers make in this scenario is waiting too long to start the assault?
No, actually, the biggest mistake that they usually make that I have seen is that they attack the whole army. Pick a side. You spread me out. You spread your opponent out. So he's here and he's here. You don't want to attack everything. Pick one. And just attack it. Leave enough force to make sure that it doesn't get left uncovered. But just attack part of the army. Use the terrain to block him out. Use smoke to block him out. Keep the key to this game is throwing as many dice as you can at your opponent while letting him throw as few as he can back, as few as you can back at you. The second mistake is going too fast. Every turn, your opponent's getting weaker. So one of the things that I did in this game that I don't usually do is I put these guys up front. And normally in a fighting withdrawal, a small 3-vehicle recon platoon gets hidden in the back until it's his turn to go, because I don't want to lose that platoon to gunfire and then have to pull something that I need. So if you're the attacker, find those weak units, kill them. Preserve your force so that when turn 6 comes around, you've still got enough strength to go after whatever he's got left. And make it hard for him by killing off his small weak units so that he can't pull them off, or at least damaging them so that if he does pull them off, it gets you a point.
And in the peanut gallery there, anyone else having questions or comments or observations, or wondering any questions for Mr. Jackson while we have him here regarding fighting withdrawal? So, what was the mission that they had before?
Rear guard.
Rear
It
guard.
was originally fighting withdrawal like in 1, 2, and 3, and then they changed it to rear guard with 4, and then they've changed it back to fighting withdrawal.
Yeah, because I think the rear guard actually starts at turn. It goes to turn 9, which
I think rear guard went to 9, and before version 4, you didn't start pulling until turn 3. So yeah, they've been tweaking this one for a while.
yeah.
A lot of people don't like playing it because having to get to 8 turns is a challenge for some players. I got lucky. Both the people I played were very, very quick, very methodical, very professional in how they played. So we didn't have any trouble getting through. But I've had other, opponents where it's turn 4 and they're saying dice down. So not really sure it's a mission fault, but be that as it may.
Hey, who's there with you? Anyone we know?
I do have our favorite LSU fan, Carl Bellotti.
Hey, Carl.
I needed him to get in here because he hasn't given me a key to this place yet.
We'll talk. Give Carl our regards.
Joe wants you to have some regards. He has added them to the collection.
Okay. Matter of fact, there's a couple hi Carls coming through.
That's
Hey.
Carl with a C now, boys and girls.
Neat little area for it's like I don't know, what do you call that? Like a guy shed thing.
It's not it's a he shed. It's supposed to
it's a
be the
pretty
she
nice
shed.
setup.
The he shed.
A he shed.
Yeah. Got some shelves. Oh look.
We've got all the bad guy the flags here. All the evil in the world is in one little room.
Yeah, how many tables?
And we play with all of their toys. I think we can get 6. We got 3 back here, 4? 3 back here, 2 here. We put 4 back there. Yeah, there's room for 6, but we've only got 5 set up.
That's pretty good. Yeah. It's like your own little I don't know what you call it.
Area. 290 Bunker is the name of the club. It's been here for 10 years at least? 12 years.
Wow, 12 years. Pretty good. Yeah. So, how often do they play there?
There's somebody here every weekend, and Carl and I have been getting together during the week, so yeah, we can use it 24/7.
You wanna talk about Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas is going to be a good time. One day Team Yankees, 70 points. Anybody that played me this weekend will recognize the list. The Bradleys are going away, but the RDFLTs are going to be sticking around. And I have tweaked this list, and it'll be showing up in its new form. 10 more points to play with, and why argue with success?
Well, there you go. I mean, hey, you got a winner list. Why not play with it? Has anyone know if has released the additional tickets? As of last Saturday, that was a yes. I don't know if they're still there. You might want to give it a try. Yeah.
You still not beating that damn cold? You're killing me.
Yeah. I feel much better. It's just, lisinopril, which is blood pressure medicine, makes me want to cough. It's just this linger thing. I'm a big guy, so I make a lot of noises. Rah, rah, rah. And
I hope it didn't keep you awake too
Haven't
much,
slept like
Chris.
a deer for 3 nights.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. By the way, if you
I
are
did Saturday or Friday night before we played. I think that was intentional. Didn't help him though.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you could have gone out with the guys for longer,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have
By the
made
way,
me more tired, less well financed, and kind of frustrated. So yeah, pass.
Yeah. By the way, if you are listening to this, you can try to get a hold of Igor over there in the Southern California group. He can let you know if there's tickets or something like that, or if there's some way to work it out. I'm not too sure. But he has the in on getting in the air. I know that the show is starting to sell out. I'm not too sure where they are with the whatchamacallit, the actual convention itself. I mean, not the convention, but the Flames of War tournament and stuff like that. I'm not too sure where that is, but from what I'm gathering, it is going to be it should be a decent size. I don't know, 30s, probably in the 30s. So that should be good. Remember, it's 5 rounds too.
5 is enough. I would have preferred 5 this time too.
Well,
Prevented Chris from beating up on me.
that's true. The reason it's 5 is because we're playing Sunday, and Sunday only goes like part time, so there's not really enough. So, yeah, Frank here says there's flame tickets are still open for LVO, but the thing is their general admission. So, yeah, Charlie, I would just go over there and try and click on things and see if you can get your general admission and your flames, and the Team Yankees a separate ticket also.
Tournaments aren't the same without old Charlie Clay rolling around.
Oh yeah. It's too quiet without Charlie. So I think with that, I think we're gonna go. You know what? I think it's time for Panzer Corner.
Yes, Panzer Corner. I'm not in the corner.
Oh, Poetry Corner. Sorry, I'm mixing
Poetry
them.
Corner of this Panzer.
Yeah. So, hey, why we do this is a good time to put together what have you learned today. All right, so you can start typing those in. Why we do Panzer Ghost, this Poetry Corner. And of course, if you are following this and you are an avid watcher of the show, at the end, what we've been doing is we've been reading out of make my screen bigger. Out of the Panther Verbal, which is the manual. It has the original artwork that was for training cadets how to use their Panther. The young tankers. It was originally German, and they translated to English. This was the Beventing Tank Museum in England. They did a translation, and the thing is, it was written in rhyme. That's why we're doing Poetry Corner by one who knows the language.
Supposedly.
Yes.
That's good. Where is it?
We are doing this. We're in the communication section.
Yes, it's in.
You lose the page?
I lost the page.
It's where they're tangled up the cords.
I know I saw.
Okay.
Okay, good. I found it.
You found it?
I found it.
All right.
All right.
No, I got to do the proper
Introduction. Okay.
Poetry Corner by Panzer Ghost.
Okay, so today they are talking about the radio and all the cables that come visit. So it says Geverklogen, okay, is the name of the poem here. So I say, he who doesn't keep the wires neat will look like a raccoon living on the street. And he gets entangled in a cloud because there's so many wires about. And the radio, this is divine, a tidy house, a tidy mind. Note the main point of that line. Everything has its own place assigned. And from these cables, wire knot tethers, the expert doesn't seem very clever. You're more likely to get interference. Nothing's worse than incoherence. But you don't need, without delay, to its own place cleared away. So cable links unnecessarily, not hanging unused arbitrarily. Pack away what's not required. Make sure you don't trample on the wires. Don't pull the leads out from the jacks, else it breaks off all the contacts. Although you're wireless, wire your brain so everything's tidy and maintained. Your company has to add at last 2 frequencies in which to broadcast. Have some rest, then have some stress. Otherwise, you'll miss success. Whoever lets themselves have rest can snap into it safely, quick and best. First, have some rest, then the action. Otherwise, you'll find you've this distraction. Suddenly seized up in a flummox. Just sat there with your radio box. So don't make spaghetti with your cables during radio operations. Pick up your microphone first, then your headphones. That was prose at the end, but they were explaining.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was just,
So cable management.
Cable management.
so
Too bad the U.S. Army couldn't do something cool like that.
yeah, cable man.
All
Well,
of that's still
Even the Germans
completely
understood
applicable.
the importance of cable management.
yes, Ray's chiming in here. Go ahead, say it louder.
Even the Germans understood the importance of cable management for your PC.
Yeah. Oh,
Cable management.
by the way, just FYI, I know it's true at the time of this broadcast. By the way, it's let me add LTVO 3-day weekend pass to my card. Charlie, quick, get in. Okay. Let's play What Did We Learn? Chris, did you learn anything today?
I need to do a better job of keeping track of the time around here.
Otherwise,
Otherwise, I'm
timer.
in the dark.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Anne, did you learn anything new today?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
You weren't paying it.
Yeah, my wife doesn't listen.
Well,
to me
I know
either.
that Joe makes a lot of noises at night, so I already knew that.
Something about mines.
Something about mines.
I like Minesweeper.
Minesweeper? No, it had nothing to do with Minesweeper. Oh, I think you learned that 4 minefields together are stronger than 4 minefields separate.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goal is to slow them down. I remember.
Yeah, just the goal is to slow them down. Ah, see? Ray's paying attention. Oh, by the way, for those who are on, there was a milestone in Ray's life today. It was his first day at his first job.
Yay, Ray. Does that mean I'm going to get my Kit Kat bar paid for now?
Yes. You're
Yeah,
gonna get,
you owe him a Kit Kat
yeah,
bar.
Ray owes you a Kit, but yeah, definitely
Yeah.
owes you a Kit Kat bar.
Yeah. We'll see if during after the government takes taxes out and stuff like that, there's anything left for to buy a Kit Kat bar.
Taxation is theft.
Yeah. Has
You have rated that boy well.
yeah. Has anyone else out there learned anything? I'm trying to figure out, did I learn anything? I'm always learning stuff. But we'll leave it at that. Anyway, next week we are going to have a Thanksgiving show.
We are?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, what the heck? It's Wednesday. We'll see who's home. We'll have a Thanksgiving show. and we'll go from there. But remember, Toys for Tots. Get your if you haven't organized one, or if you don't have one in your area, organize one. If there's one in your area, go to it, attend it. Make sure you bring toys because it benefits it benefits those boys and girls in your neighborhood, in your local area. So that's the one neat thing about about this is that the toys don't go too far. They'll come in, the Marines will sort them out, and then give them to the needy boys and girls in your area. So that's the beautiful thing about it. So until next week, everyone take it easy, take it frosty, and you want to play us out?
Yeah, hold on a second here.
Excuse me.
I shall play us out. I gotta get the.
Oh, by the way, even if you watch this not live, you can still hit the like bar, help us out in the logarithms of stuff, so that other people who are into this can see it. And make sure to check out our YouTube channel where all the archives are. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go knock it out.
Make my PTSD act up.
Yeah, Sergeant Apollo. And the Kiffness.
This is our tribute to all the veterans out there. This past the 11th was Armistice Day, which is also here celebrated as Veterans Day in the U.S. So
Remembrance Day.
Yeah, Remembrance Day.
Speaking of which, Ray's got my Poppy hanging around in his car.
Oh yeah.
I have to get that back.
On Flanders Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo diddly.
Oh wee. Actually, you know what? He doesn't sing so badly for a drill sergeant.
Is he singing or is he more projecting?
Well, he's singing because he's on pitch.
True. Okay. All right. By the way, G.K. Chesterton was an apologist.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, he was a convert to Catholicism, and so Anne is kind of knows a lot about Chesterton. So I asked him what was his wife, and I guess
Frances, Chesterton.
She became a convert too, right?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, could you imagine? Chesterton was just like
he wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop talking. And she's probably like, yes, I'll be a papist. Just leave me alone. All right, everybody. See you next week. Have a good one.